everyone. It's 11:30 on your clock. It's time for Market Fatafat, the first edition, of course, where we give you a comprehensive wrap of all the 30 stocks you need to watch out for in trade today. Well, let's introduce all the people on board on the show today. We have Soumya joining us from the research desk. There's Kunal Bothra joining in as well, along with Swati, who will also be helping our viewers out with some technical picks. Welcome on board, guys. Let's start with stock number one then, PNB Housing Finance. Soumya, tell us why it's buzzing.
Well, PNB is selling in the PNB Housing Finance. Well, the stake sale is to General Atlantic Group and Varde Partners. They'll be selling 1.09 crore of shares at the price of 850 per share. And this is minded, both the investors would be part of this. PNB would receive a total consideration of 1,850 from the stake sale, and post this stake sale, PNB's holding would reduce to 19.78% from 32.78%. Well, also remember, General Atlantic already holds approximately 9.9% stake in PNB Housing Finance.
Well, another stock soaring away in trade is Jindal Steel. Kunal, tell us, what are you observing on this counter?
So, I was deliberating yesterday that, why a lot of the sectors which have, been laggards, they've not been moving, but many of these stocks were showing signs of a breakout. Jindal Steel, Vedanta, and many of these other stocks in the similar space, I think now has, confirmed their signs of strong breakout. So, bullish flag pattern breakout on the daily charts, then you confirm it with, a probable test of a 200-day moving average as well, which I, have been reiterating time and again that this is a very important and a crucial barometer to look at in a market which is trending such fiercely. Jindal Steel is on the verge of such a breakout. So I think after today's price up move and the back of strong volumes, this stock could now start a new trend for itself. So that could be a good buy at current levels. 190 odd could be a near-term target range, and a stop loss could be placed at 170.
Okay, there you have it. Jindal Steel higher by almost 8.5% in trade. Another stock in focus is Tata Power, which is also looking quite sharp today. Basically, what has happened overnight is the fact that the company has signed a PPA, which is a power purchase agreement with BEST. This is for 677 megawatt of power supplied from its Trombay thermal and hydro plant. This PPA, which has been signed between the two entities, BEST as well as Tata Power, is going to be valid for a period of 5 years, starting 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2024. That's the big update, which is keeping the stock abuzz and pretty much in the limelight today. However, on the flip side, there's another stock which is not looking too good in trade. It's one of the top losers. Bajaj Holdings down nearly 5.5%. Swati, what are your observations?
Yeah, Bajaj Holding as of now the view is cautious. Yesterday we have seen a very smart rally in this particular counter from 3200 levels to 3800, which is its all-time high. Today we have seen a profit booking at a higher levels, and at the current level 3400 will act as a very strong support level. If it manages to give a breakdown on a closing basis today, then definitely the selling pressure is likely to be intensified, which might take a stocks towards to 3300 to 3250 all levels. So at the current level, those who are having any long positions, they can hold on but maintain the closing basis. Stop loss will be 3400. If it's breaking that downside, then I believe it will come down to 3300 to 3250 levels.
Okay, that's the word coming in on Bajaj Holdings. Meantime, Soumya, Vapco, a stock which is not too talked about very often. Tell us what's the update there.
Well, Vapco, Vapco India's parent company, Vapco Holdings, is being acquired by ZF for $136 million per share. $136 per share. Well, this is an all-cash transaction for an equity value of over $7 billion US dollars. And let me tell you, ZF is a privately held global leader in driveline and chassis technologies. Well, this acquisition price represents 13% premium to the closing price of $120 per piece, which was on February 26th, and the transaction is expected to close in early 2020.
Okay, there's Vapco for you. It's higher by 7% in trade. Meanwhile, Kunal, BEML, the stock has done very well in the last one and a half months. Tell us, what do you think lies ahead?
So, many of the times we look at charts which are turning around, charts which show strong volume patterns, but BEML is a candidate which has shown all sort of turnaround in terms of technical parameters. So whether it's price, whether it's volume, whether it's indicators, and I'm talking of the monthly and the quarterly time scale. Inverse head and shoulder pattern on the monthly charts. Look at the volumes in the last 2-3 months collectively. It's been on an average phenomenal volumes for BEML, and the stock has turned around in a grand style. I believe that these are very strong signs of a stock which is trying to get into the initial stages of a very strong multi-year rally. BEML, I believe, is positioned much higher from current levels, not just on a short-term basis, but more on a positional and especially on a longer-term basis. So I think traders as well as long-term investors should position with a positive bias into the stock.
Well, definitely BEML looking up and away, up higher by almost 3% in trade. Let's talk about stock number 7, MSTC. It's the newbie on the bourses. It got listed this morning. However, the debut was not impressive at all. It's even right now as we speak is down by almost 9%. And when it listed at a discount of almost 7.5% at a price point of 111 rupees from its issue price of 120 rupees. The IPO opened on the 13th of March. It was extended till the 20th of March. The subscription was also very tempered. It was about 1.4x odd. It was earlier scheduled to close on 15th March, but because of the price, because of the revision in the pricing band, it was extended all the way to March 20th. But despite that, we did not see the subscription level also be very great at that point of time either. And today it listed at a discount of nearly 8% in trade. Moving right on to stock number 8, then Swati, Godrej Properties. How's the stock looking on the charts?
See, the longer term view is definitely positive. Last week we have seen that the stock has given the breakout of inverse head and shoulder patterns, the neckline which comes at around 750-760 odd levels, and the rally has been extended to at least 880. The overall view is definitely positive on a longer term. I believe that 900-940 is the likely target on the upsides. But on a shorter term perspective, definitely we are getting some profit booking since the stock has been rallied from almost 700 odd levels. So I believe those who are having a longer perspective, they can definitely hold on, but the short term view, they can hold on with the stop loss of a 830 on a downside and carry the long positions for the target of a 900 to 920 levels on the upside.
All right, moving on then to stock number 9, Tata Metallics. It's rallied more than 6% intraday today after the company allotted equity shares and convertible warrants worth 403 odd crore rupees to its parent company, that's Tata Steel. In fact, Tata Steel also was buzzing away earlier on in the day. It's still higher by 2.5 odd% in trade, but intraday even that particular stock surged to nearly 8% in trade. So that's the update there, which is keeping the stock in the limelight. Kunal, meanwhile, ACE, what are your observations? How's the chart looking like?
On the same show yesterday, I flagged off ACE Instructions as one of the strong buys in mid-cap names. The clear reasons for flagging this yesterday were price volume breakouts, the stock nearing this 200-day moving average, which I mentioned earlier for Jindal Steel as well. And look at what the stock has done today. So in terms of price performance, it spiked up more than 10%. And the volumes today are almost at a multi-day, multi-week high for ACE. So I believe that such collective volumes in the last 3 days, strong price up move, and the break of 200-day moving average, all of them are ingredients of a strong turnaround of the stock in the near to medium term. So I'm still bullish on ACE, and I maintain those targets, revising it higher to 130 on a positional basis.
All right, that's the word coming in on ACE. The stock is up and about in trade. With that, we'll step into a short break. Of course, we have plenty more stocks lined up on the other side, so hang in there. We'll be back soon. Welcome back. You're still watching Market Fatafat on ET now, and we have a whole host of stocks to address still on the show. Let's take it across to Soumya once again. Then Soumya, a lot of these smaller PSU banks are rallying away in trade, and Indian Bank is one of those.
Yes, in fact, Karuna, this is the fourth straight session wherein the stock has been gaining and has gained close to about 12%. Even today, the stock is up by approximately 2%. Well, this is on back of shareholders approving raising of 7,000 crore via equity. So we're seeing some movement here in the stock.
Okay, there you have it. Indian Bank looking quite good in trade today. Meanwhile, SAIL is another stock that's shining away to glory. And Swati, what are your observations on the counter? How are the charts looking like? Swati, just want to understand your view on SAIL. I think we've
yeah, the weekly chart indicates that the stock has just
on track. Swati, please go on.
Yeah, the weekly chart indicates that on the SAIL that it's just forming the inverse head and shoulder patterns on the line charts. So I believe that the 54 is the breakout level on the neckline. So if it manages to give a closing above the 54 levels, then definitely upside, I believe the likely target will be a 58 to 59 levels. On the deep side, 51, 52 is acting as a very strong support levels, which the supports provided by the shoulders. So one can definitely take a long positions at the current level by placing a stop loss of a 51 levels on the downside for immediate target of a 58 to 60 levels on the upside.
Okay, there you have it. SAIL trading at almost a 54 rupees level, higher by 6%. Another stock that I need to draw your focus to is Info Edge and Trade. While the stock may have recovered significantly from the day's lower point, it still continues to be a bit tempered. Why that is? It's because Morgan Stanley has come out with a note. They've downgraded the counter to equal weight from overweight. The target that they've shared for Info Edge is 2,000 rupees a piece. They believe the valuations are full after the run-up, and the key drivers have also played out for Info Edge. So going forward, they're not seeing too many triggers or levers in place that could propel the growth for this company anytime soon, and that's why they have given a downgrade for this particular stock. Moving on, stock number 14, SBI Life is in focus. Soumya, why?
Well, what we're gathering from the agency is that BNP Paribas is selling close to about 5.1% stake in the insurance company. What we also gather is they're selling close to about 3 crore shares at a price of 575 per share. And if earlier this month also, a US private equity firm Carlyle Group had bought a 9% stake in the insurance company from BNP Paribas.
Okay, there you have it. SBI Life trading at 595. Meanwhile, Lupin is also one of the bigger movers in trade today when it comes to the pharma space. Lupin's fluoceonide ointment is the generic version of County Line Pharmaceuticals LLC Lidex ointment. That particular ointment has been launched in the US market, and it has a decent amount of prospects going forward as well. It's so going forward on back of this big development, the stock is likely to do well. The company is likely to do well with the expanding share in the US markets as well. Lupin hence is in focus. Moving on, Soumya, India Bulls Ventures believe there's been a bulk deal.
Well, yes. Morgan Stanley France bought 36 lakh shares, with the seller being Merrill Lynch. Well, this is in fact the third day when the stock has been gaining. It was up by 11% yesterday, and even today the stock is up by approximately 4%.
Okay, there you have it. India Bulls higher by 4% in trade. Another stock, another PSU, another banking stock rather that I would draw your attention to is IDBI Bank. Swati, what are your observations looking at the charts? Because this is a stock that has been quiet for a very long time.
See, the overall view on the IDBI Bank is being cautious from my end as of now. The stock has just reclaimed its 50 days moving average. Also, the fact that it should maintain a closing above that level at least for a 2 to 3 trading session, which comes to at around 47 odd levels. So once it manages to give a breakout of that level on the closing basis, definitely the rally is likely to be continued towards 53 to 54 odd levels. I'm not initiating any long positions at the current level, but definitely those who are having any long positions, they can hold on this particular counter with a stop loss of a 44 rupees on the downside and hold for a target of at least minimum 50 to 54 levels on the upside.
All right, IDBI Bank higher by 5.5% as we speak. DLF is another stock in focus. Over 3,000 crore rupees QIP has been concluded. It's been closed. The issue price has been fixed at 183 rupees a share. that's the important update, the closure of the QIP, which is keeping the stock in focus today. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have in this edition of Market Fatafat. So we'll only be able to cover this much as we speak. But we'll have to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Kunal, Swati and Soumya, for joining in and sharing with us the various developments and insights about the various stocks. Thank you for watching. To all our viewers, with that, it's a wrap.